Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Khanna of California. He's a member of the House Oversight Committee and the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Lawrence, it's always great to be on.
And so here we are in this repeating cycle of, I guess, a lot of people, possibly even a majority of people in America, believing that the President of the United States controls the price of gasoline. You have a worldwide price increase in gasoline in every country in the world, but somehow the President of the United States is supposed to reverse that.
But you're absolutely right. It's a world oil price that is set largely by OPEC. 60% of world oil is provided by them. The president is doing whatever he can. I mean, he's called for the largest reserve tap of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. He has shown leadership by getting 5 other countries to release their reserves. That will help. And then he's saying, look, these oil companies, Chevron, Exxon, that are making record profits, billions and billions of dollars, they need to lower the price. I mean, they didn't invest in increased production when oil was $22 a barrel. Now, when it's $80, they're making the profits, and that's the real problem.
The European gas prices, of course, are, as they always are, double the American gas prices. And so the truth of it in world terms is that gasoline in America has always been cheaper and cheaper to comparable countries. And there's a dilemma in here for Democrats who are interested in environmental policy, of course, because the higher the gasoline price, the better the environmental outcomes. Increasing gasoline prices has always been one theory about better environmental outcomes.
Lawrence, I don't think we have to do that because that disproportionately hurts the working class and the middle class. But what we should do is invest massively in electric vehicles, invest in renewable energy, and over the medium and long term, that would reduce the demand for oil. It would stabilize the price of gas, and it would be good for climate. The problem is the last 4 years, there were none of those investments. Now, President Biden, with Build Back Better, is doing that. And that, in my view, would actually have long-term price stability on gas and be good for climate.
I don't know if you've seen this report from this swing voter focus group in Virginia, and it's a very narrow slice of the electorate. It's not normal Democratic supporters. It's people who can go either way. They went for Biden in the presidential election, then they went for the Republican in the governor's race. And it indicates that those people do not hear these things. They don't hear the things that President Biden said today. It doesn't matter how clearly he says it. It doesn't matter if he comes up with a clever way of saying it. They do not hear it. They don't tune into it. And so is there any way, in fact, to change the poll numbers surrounding these issues if it's about trying to reach people who simply don't pay attention at this stage to what is actually happening?
First of all, Lawrence, I think the president is an extraordinary messenger and connect. So the more he's out there as the voice of the party, the better. Second, we need to acknowledge that people are still frustrated, that they're frustrated with higher gas prices, with higher food prices, and that they're frustrated that there's a hiring shortage and people aren't being able to hire folks to small businesses. And Build Back Better exactly addresses that. It's going to be lower cost on prescription drugs, lower cost for childcare, lower cost for insurance. It's going to be more money in the pockets of working families to pay for groceries, and it's going to mean an incentive for people to get back in the workforce with the expansion of the earned income tax credit. We just need to keep making that case, and the president needs to make that case. I think eventually people will see the results.
Congressman Khanna, I appreciate your optimism in hoping people will actually listen. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your viewers.
Thank you. You too. And coming up, you would think that most Americans would simply be thankful to have a normal president again. But memories are short, and Joe Biden's poll numbers are slumping. Our next guest, Molly Jong-Fast, has a theory of the case announced in the title of her new piece for The Atlantic, Biden Needs an Enemy. That's next.